Oh, hi, Mark. The Strangers Chapter 1 is the brand new Strangers film. It's a remake ish thing to, I think it's pretty safe to call it a remake, to The Strangers from 2008, um, and is directed by Rennie Harlan, which I'm pretty sure isn't that the guy that directed Nightmare on Elm Street 4? Is I'm pretty sure it was Nightmare on Elm Street 4. I like Nightmare on Elm Street 4 a lot, actually. That's one of my favorite ones of the franchise. Uh, but The Strangers Chapter 1, I don't know if you knew this or not, because I know it's been getting such glowing reviews. It's a big old pile of dookie. Yeah, no, I think generally people are a little too hard on horror movies nowadays. By the way, I'm wearing a bathrobe because it's cold in here. And don't question why I have a fan on. I have that fan on because I'm too stubborn to turn it off. Um, that fan stays on. I like the white noise. It's also in an open window. Don't judge me. Um, anyway, back to the review. I'm of the opinion that people are normally too hard on horror movies. Um, it's a genre full of schlocky garbage. But the point of horror a lot of the time is to just have fun with it. Even if you go see a movie and it's not great, I'll bet you could have fun with it. That doesn't absolve it of all criticism. That's more so just still critique it, still say the things you didn't like about it, but don't go into a horror movie thinking there's gonna be nothing in this movie of value. There, I will have zero fun with this movie. Um, because if you do that, you will. It's pretty easy to use movies like Annabelle as a punching bag. And granted, the first Annabelle movie is not great. Um, it really isn't. But there's some fun stuff. Like I wouldn't give it like a 2 out of 10. Um, it might get a 2.5. I'm kidding. It'd probably be, sit around like a 3.5, which isn't much higher. But I think I'm probably a lot more liberal about that movie than most people are. I say all of that to enforce the point that I'm not that hard on horror movies. I will tell you things that I didn't like. I will tell you things that I thought were bad, but I won't trash most horror movies. Um, as long as they're fun, and this movie is not fun. This movie is really bad, and that's really a shame because I was looking forward to this movie. I wanted to see it so bad. I changed my anniversary plans for this movie. All right, I say that, but she went with me. Relax. Okay, we both went to the movie. It was just like a last minute. Hey, I know we're doing all this other shit on our anniversary, but you also want to go see The Strangers? And because I was a big fan of the first two movies. I really, to me, The Strangers movie was one of the scariest movies I'd ever seen. I think that's a really scary movie. The Strangers Prey at Night, that was a really fun movie, which is weird to follow up that movie, but it is. It's really fun, like a slasher movie with an '80s vibe. Yeah, um, it's a lot of fun. But The Strangers Chapter 1 is just atrocious. So, first of all, you can tell the people who wrote this film have never stepped foot in a small town in their entire life. I think what they were trying to do with everyone being so weird in that town is they were trying to make it like a bunch of red herrings. Like, is that guy? Are those the strangers? Is that guy one of the strangers? It doesn't really ever give you answers, which is something that it doesn't make any sense. If you're gonna have red herrings, or like, I think that's the right thing that I'm thinking of, red herring, things to draw your attention to somebody, to be like, is that you? Do you keep your hands where I can see them, mister? If you're gonna have those, you may as well have some kind of mystery subplot. There is no real mystery, it's just a stranger's film, and that's fine, but the fact that you included all of these people in this town acting so weird, um, just kind of leads me to believe that that's just kind of the way you think people in small towns are. Because there's no other purpose to write them like that, unless you were just going for, um, like this is a creepy little small town off the beaten path. But I don't know. I feel like I'm giving the movie too much credit. I think it's just like, this is a small town in Oregon. Small town folk bad. That's personally how I felt. The whole portrayal of this town came off the entire time. Um, well, not the entire time. I guess they weren't all like dick bags, but I don't know. They all kind of came off as like standoffish towards outsiders and such. But anyway, that's something I really didn't like. That kind of rubbed me the wrong way almost immediately. On top of that, the actors in this movie are not good. Um, there's something way too polished about them. Everyone looks like they just stepped out of a CW TV show, and I don't appreciate that whatsoever. Um, that's something that I never like in movies. It doesn't matter what genre of movie either. If you look like you just stepped out of the CW, with your polished hair, you're like really just freshly done hair, I don't appreciate that in movies. Nobody looks like that in real life. Um, and then, uh, yeah, I couldn't stand. I couldn't stand the characters either. The female character, which I'll be referring to her as that, because who cares? Who cares what she is, who she is? I don't give a shit. I don't know her name. I don't care to know it. The female character uh, is one of the dumbest characters I have ever seen in my entire life. She's beyond stupid. One of the biggest idiots in film history. It's painful to watch. It's painful to watch her just wander about this house after all this weird shit has been happening, and she's just kind of doop doop doop, hope nothing bad happens. It's dreadful. Nobody is gonna buy it. Like at one point, she turns around and there's someone in the room with her, and she flees the room. Her boyfriend gets home, and her boyfriend convinces her that the thing in the room with her, I don't even remember what he convinces her of that it was, but it was world class bullshit. That guy's surely good at gaslighting, because that was bullshit. And that's another thing. Her boyfriend. How do you? There was someone in here. Calm down. That's something I can't stand when characters are like that. He has no reason to not believe her. I None. No reason. It's not like are you off your meds? Have you been taking your anti-schizophrenia meds? No. No. There's no line of dialogue to explain why he would be so dismissive of a claim that somebody was in the house. None. At all. It was just Are you sure you saw someone? You saw someone in here. After that freaky chick kept showing up at your door and going, Is Tamara home? I'd have been like, oh, there was someone in the house. Yeah. Um, yeah, he's a fucking idiot too. But the biggest issue I have with him is how much of a pansy ass he is. Actually, he's a pansy, and um, also he actually, I don't know that it's just that he's a pansy. I don't think that's something that really bugs me about him thinking about it. I think it's how much of a bad person he is. He's really just kind of a bad person. He bugs me. He takes the Airbnb's host motorcycle without asking in any sort of way, which yeah, I get. Their car was in the shop or whatever, and I don't remember exactly why he takes the motorcycle. It was a week ago that I saw this movie, guys. I kind of have to take my windows of being able to review movies when I get them. Uh, but yeah, he takes the motorcycle into town. It's like, dude, what if something happened on that motorcycle? Yeah, you probably shouldn't, do that. Um, and then of course he shoots the sheriff, the deputy or cop or whatever, in the face with the shotgun, which is the dumbest of shit. Um, this movie just it feels like hitting it's going out of its way to hit all of the same beats as the original. And I have an issue with that because in the original it was natural, like those beats just kind of naturally happen. In this movie I feel like some of them are really stupid. And that's the most egregious one in my opinion, where he just bops a cop in the face with a 12 gauge. Um, in the original, I think it made sense because they were scared. To their knowledge, there should have been no one in the house except for these people that have been trying to kill them this whole time, and he's posted up in a bedroom. He actually retreated, and which is like letter of the law, uh, clean self defense in some states. I fortunately don't live in one of those states. I uh, I can defend myself from whatever room in my house I so choose. But anyway, but like a lot of states, you have a duty to retreat. So you retreat to a bedroom, and you know you stay posted up there. And if anyone tries to get into the bedroom, that's then you can defend yourself. And in the original, that's what he did. He was hiding in the bedroom with a shotgun, and he accidentally shot his friend. That makes sense because, first of all, his friend was an idiot because he was walking through the house. He hadn't said anything. It was just kind of. He was walking through this house while this creepy song skipped on repeat, and like, yeah, I don't know. I like to think that I wouldn't have shot the guy, but who knows? Who knows what you would do in that situation? Because, like I say, he was scared. But this guy, he's coming around the house, and he hears someone on the front porch. He comes around the corner and immediately puts a slug into this cop's head. Um, here's the issue I have with this. Um, that's like time to react and stuff, you know. when you're popping around a corner, and I say this as someone who has uh, I don't want to say done something similar. I've never shot anybody. I want to make that really clear. But there was one time where I had a false alarm sort of thing, and it was like the middle of the night, and the door handle started to jiggle, and I was like, "There's someone trying to get into my house right now." Um, and so I ran to my room and I got my 38, and I there's kind of a little hallway where you can kind of poke your head around, and yeah, this person gets into the house, and I look around and I see it's my dad. I never pointed the gun in that direction. I never, like I thought my home was about to be invaded. I did not just point the gun immediately and start blasting. Um, yeah, that's really dumb, guys. I don't know. I don't know. That was a stupid scene to me. He is full of stupid decisions, and so is she. All of that was just a long-winded way of saying these characters are fucking dumb and they make bad decisions, and they're bad actors, and the town, or yeah, well, the town is portrayed like shit, and ugh. And by the way, they have this new aesthetic choice on the Strangers, where they're wearing like a it's probably like a neck gaiter, one of those things that you wear in the wintertime to like cover up most of your face, and on top or under their masks. And I feel like they probably did that to cover up the hair color of each individual stranger. I think that's really stupid. Um, it looks dumb, and I don't think it's like a mystery who they are. It's just supposed to be strangers, right? Like people that are just. That's kind of the whole idea of the strangers. That's what makes them scary. They could be anybody. Um, and yeah, I think it just looks silly. The two women wear those neck gaiter things. Baghead obviously doesn't need to, but yeah, it's just a stupid, silly decision. Um, I don't remember anything I liked about this movie, to be honest. The cabin they were staying at looked pretty neat. There was a thing that they did with the score that a lot of movies do that I'm fond of. Just kind of that surging, it feels like a siren almost. Um, I'm fond of when movies do that. I know it's kind of stupid, but I do find it enjoyable in a weird sort of way. It's kind of like mounting intensity. I do like that, but yeah, this is a rough movie to get through. And what? How did the movie end? From what I remember, um, from what I remember, the ending of the movie even sucked. That was something that I completely forgot to address, and I'm glad that I remembered it before I closed out the review. Those little missionary kids. What the fuck? Why did you make them both Damien from The Omen? They were so creepy. It was over the top. It was comical how creepy you tried to make them. They were never meant to be that in the first Strangers movie. That's a complete misrepresentation of what they were. They were just like wholesome little kids in the first Strangers movie, who they were in the first Strangers movie. They were the ones to call to call 911. And then in this movie they were like, yes, take a pamphlet. Is like they were just staring at our protagonist with dead eyes. I don't know, man. And then of course he goes to shoot the strangers a number of times in the movie, and he either gets knocked out before he gets the chance to do it, when he has him at gunpoint, or he misses, which you're not missing. I'm sorry. And the way he misses, it every time it looks like the guy jukes out the gunshots. That's not how that works. And at that distance that he was trying to shoot the people at with a shotgun, that wouldn't have been a hard shot to make. I'm just saying. Even if that gun is loaded with slugs, which I think it is, because if you look at the shells, I think you can see like lead on the inside, which is what a shotgun slug looks like. You can kind of see the slug not poking out of the end of the shell, but kind of in the end of the shell. So I'm pretty sure they were slugs, but even them being slugs, you wouldn't miss those shots. Um, uh, and then another thing I found really funny, especially with the fact that he shoots that cop by accident, is he actually has trigger discipline. His finger is off the trigger. It's like, could you not have exercised that for 2 seconds longer when you, like, you had to have seen him. How else would you have mollywopped his head? Doesn't matter, I guess. It's The Strangers Chapter 1 I'm talking about, which is sad to have to say that kind of thing about it. This is one of my least favorite movies. It's been released in a while. It was just so dumb. I felt like I wasted like 2 hours of my time. I'll catch the second one when it comes to streaming or something, but I'm not going to the theaters to see the second one. I am excited to see In a Violent Nature, though. That movie comes out, or maybe it's already out, but I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can talk my girlfriend to go in to that movie with me this weekend, because that movie looks sick. It's, if nothing else, it did a hell of a job marketing itself. So yeah, guys, that's my review of The Strangers Chapter 1. Oh, that's right, I still have to rate this steamy pile of poopy. Fuck, dude. I want to give it a 1 so bad. I really do. Because this might be my least favorite movie since Halloween Ends. It feels weird to give it a 1. I'm always too easy on movies, man. Especially... Actually, it does feel weird to give it a 1, because I think I gave Even Violent Shit the movie a 2. But... you know what, fuck it, we'll do it live. 1.5. That's what it gets. That's what it gets from me. The Strangers Chapter 1 gets a 1.5. Guys, don't go see it. If you want to go see a horror movie this weekend, In a Violent Nature's playing. That movie looks like it's going to be rad. Watch, I'm going to hate it. And then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to be like, I was wrong. But, yeah, I don't know. That movie looks a lot better than this one. This one is just bad. Go rewatch 2008's The Strangers or The Strangers Parade Night. Really fun movies. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. If you have any requests of movies for me to review, I do take requests. I've already done one. I reviewed The Greasy Strangler, gosh darn it, as per, what's your tag on YouTube? Godzilla alligator? Reptile alligator? I don't know. On Horror Amino, she's Sarcastic Alligator. I do know that, as per her request. So, I did that shit just to show you. I'll take requests and I'll do them. I'll do them, gosh darn it. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna go I don't know. I should try to get some sleep because it's like 1 o'clock in the morning and I have to be at work at 5:30. I woke up in the middle of the night and I can't get back to sleep. Catch you guys on the next one.